Hello, everyone. This is Kimberly from Talevation. Thank you for joining us for today's SHL Aspiring Minds Platform Sneak Peek Demo. We do have a couple items to go over before we actually start the demo of the tool. While we do recommend that all participants join a overview session, those that are accessing the Assess account directly will have the most benefit from attending the session. If you are accessing your Assess account currently through an ATS dashboard, you will still be able to do so with SHL system. Their intent is to mirror all of the integrations that are currently available. However, there are still some vendors that are working on getting their integration finalized. If you have a question about a specific vendor, please let us know and we can verify that for you. We are in the process of getting additional training material and scheduling some training calls. When those have been finalized, we will share those with you. As a reminder, the Assess content will be available on SHL system. It is still in the process of being uploaded and built at the moment. So part of what I will be showing will be their equivalent content, but the features of the system will still be the same. They also have some additional value-added services. If you are interested in those at a later date, let us know and we can get you pricing and discuss how those products work. As always, myself and the rest of the Talevation team are here to support you however we can. Just a little bit of information about SHL. They are a global leader in talent assessment with over 40+ years of experience. Their product is available in 35 languages. They have over 150 offices globally and over 300 IO psychologists on their staff. They're actually bigger than IBM in this particular market phrase. So we are very excited to have the opportunity to work with them and to present this material to you. We do have a landing page directly from SHL's site. So if you do need some additional information, you can always visit that as well about the transition. And with that, I'll go ahead and transfer over to the tool. So just some high-level navigation of their platform before I go ahead and get started with actually setting up the assessments. When you log in, it will take you immediately to the dashboard. From here, you can easily see high-level statistical information. To see your assessments or to create a new assessment, you can click over here. And then to make any modifications to your users, that's over here underneath User Management. Underneath your profile, you can make changes to your contact information, password. Underneath Account Summary, you can see how many credits you have used and how many you have available, as well as what you have designated those credits for in regards to which of the tests. So if I go back to the dashboard and give a little bit more detail about that, as you can see, I can enter a date range to look for the statistical information. I can immediately see how many tests that I have scheduled, completed, in progress, expired, or pending. I can also see any candidates that finished strongly on their assessments. I can also see statistical information about the completion rate, as well as some high information about the actual candidates. Anything that I've set up recently in regards to the assessments, I can easily come here and schedule more. Or I can create an assessment from this link as well. To actually see what I've already created, I can go over to the My Assessments tab. I will say that SHL has a slightly different terminology, whereas IBM focuses on invitations and batches, and then you have assessments underneath that. SHL calls everything an assessment, and then you have assessment modules. So as you can see, here are the titles of the assessments I've created. And if I hover, I can see if there's any additional modules, as well as who created that module on my team. You can see this one has 2, whereas this one has 3. From here, I can also see how many have been scheduled, completed, and again, candidates that finished strongly, and those that were average. I can also go immediately to schedule more assessments from here. I can review my candidate details. And if I click the dots for the expanded view, I have the option to delete an assessment. This is not currently a feature on the Assess platform. I can edit my assessment. And I can also copy my assessment. This feature may be of particular interest for those that are staffing agencies if you're using the same test for multiple clients. On Assess, you would actually have to recreate that. Now you can go ahead and just copy it. I can also change who has visibility to my assessments, my candidates, and my results just by toggling on and off for my team. If I want to see some specific results, I can just click on the button. It will take me over to the detailed reports. So you can see Charlie Brown, I can see the summary of his scores here. I also have the option to contact him directly from the system. I can reschedule a test. If I want to see the detailed report, then I just click the icon here. It does open up as another tab. And I can see a little bit more details specifically about this particular test. If I had signed up for additional proctoring, which is one of their add-on features, it would show me here if the candidate tried to do anything that was being looked at. Print screens, opening up another browser, and so on. From here, I have the option to download the report to a PDF. If I'm done, then I can just close the tab. I can also download the report as an Excel file. And if I had multiple candidates here, I could actually go ahead and do a search for them. So I'm going to go back to my assessments. I want to show you a slightly different format with some behavioral because the report looks slightly different. So again, I can see those that have completed the assessment. If I look at this particular report, again, I've got my summary information, but you can see it's a little bit more descriptive because of the modules that were chosen for this particular assessment. Underneath the insights, as applicable for the particular modules. And if available, you will also have some interview questions. And again, proctoring if that was something included on the assessment. As mentioned, I have the option to download, and if completed, I can just close out the report. To create a new assessment, I just click on the Create Assessment button. The system defaults to allowing you to search by not only a particular assessment, but also by a profile. So let's say hypothetically I have an opening in my finance department, perhaps as a tax accountant. If I click on this, it will give me some suggested modules that you would expect a tax accountant to be proficient in. However, I can also just do a keyword search and look for, accountant or accounting. and pull it up from there as well. If I hover over a particular module, it'll give me a little bit of information about it. Again, that will vary depending on the particular module. I can change the order of which these are presented to the candidate. I can deselect a particular module. I also have the option of adding more assessments. And again, I can do a keyword search for a particular item. And again, I continue doing that until I have all of the particular modules I would like. I can also name the assessment. So again, if I'm doing this for a particular client or a particular position, I can change the name of the assessment and the modules. Once I have that, then again, I can hit Save and Next. Next thing will give me will be the proctoring features. These are an add-on service. So again, I can see if the candidate tried to open up another browser window. I can also take a screenshot of their ID and them to verify it's actually the person taking the test. Right now, I'm just going to go ahead and turn those options off. And again, I have the summary of what modules are included. And then I have the mode of delivery. Depending on which modules you have selected, you may not be able to use the mobile device. It will default to being off if you've selected something that requires a computer, a monitor, a keyboard, or if it's a simulation. From there, I have my candidate information. Their system defaults for name, email, and mobile number. However, if you need to collect additional demographics on your candidates, you can do that here by creating new. So in addition to the name, email, and mobile, I can also get gender, age, education, location, any other technical skills. I can also create custom fields as needed. Right now, I'm just going to stick with the default. And again, Save and Next. From there, I go to the shortlist criteria. This allows me to put a particular focus on any skill or behavior that is of importance in my ranking of candidates. It does not change the actual scoring. So let's say, hypothetically, on my account, the most important feature for my best candidates will be the data entry. So I can say my best candidates will be 80 to 100 instead of 60 to 100. We do want to point out that if you make any adjustments on the shortlist criteria and you toggle the range too far in one direction or the other, it can have some adverse impact on your scoring and impact the reliability of your test. So we do recommend that you use this with caution if you make any changes from the default. Again, I'm just going to set it back. It does require a name. I normally recommend just giving it the same name as whatever you've called the assessment. Again, once I've made any changes here, I have the option of scheduling it later or going ahead and scheduling it now. I'm going to go ahead and hit the Schedule Now. From here, I have the option to pick the date range that the assessments will be available and active. Their system does give a hard date range. It is not a rolling date. So I can specify a particular range, date and time. Their system does allow you to specify the country and time zone. So again, not a feature currently available in Assess. This may be of particular interest for those that have a national or global presence. So again, you can make that designation as appropriate. I also have the capability here of scheduling the test in advance. So I can go ahead and add my candidates now, but I've currently got this set up so they can't start the test until the next day. The SHL system has 3 methods for uploading data for the candidates. I can do a bulk upload, which again is similar to the assess system. SHL will accept both CVS files and Excel files. So again, you can download a sample and then input your information and upload it. I can also add individually, one at a time, and then add additional candidates one at a time as needed. I also have the option to use what they call a common link, which is similar to the self-registration link in Assess. I also have the option to toggle on and off the alert notification once a candidate has completed their assessment. It is an open field, so it does not default to a specific email address. So you can enter in your own, a teammate's, whatever is appropriate. It is a comma delimited field for that information. Once I have that done, I can specify the candidate notifications. If I had the option for sending them a text, that would also be down here. I can edit the email that is sent to the candidate. I also have the option of copying myself or a teammate. So once I've made any changes, I can go ahead and hit save. I'm not going to do that at the moment, and then hit my schedule button. If I have set up a standard email, it will look something like this. So again, tell them the URL they need to go to, their username, password, the title of the assessment that you've created for them, and the date it's available, and then any additional directions. Once they have completed that assessment, they will receive an email like this. Again, just acknowledging that they have completed the assessments. And if you have signed up for any of the results, you will receive an email like this. Now, you will notice this is slightly different from the Assess version. It's going to give you the overall scores for the particular areas. But at the moment, there is not a link to the PDF. So if you actually wanted to see the specific details, you would need to log back into the system to do so. If you had opted to do the common link, that looks something similar to this. If I click on this link, just for reference, so you can see what it looks like from a candidate perspective. Again, will take me here, and if I look back at my note, there is my username. I can just put that in here. And again, I have the option to start the test, resume if I had something still open, or sign out. So if I hit start, it's going to ask me to put in the name. So we'll go again with Snoopy. Again, agree to the terms, continue. And now I can see the particular tests that have been assigned. When ready, I can just hit start, and it would take me to the test as a candidate. In regards to user management, again, very straightforward. If I click on the list users, I can see everyone on my team as appropriate for my roles and access. If applicable, I will have the option to edit or delete them. To add another user, again, very simple. I just click the Add User button, enter in anything with a red dot, What's the minimum that is required? Again, save and next. And then I can pick a particular role for what they have access to. I also have the option for creating new roles if needed. That pretty much covers the highlight of the tool. I'll do a quick check to see if there's any other questions I've missed in the chat. Okay. We do have a few items left on the presentation. I'm going to go back and finish that up. We do have all of the resources available if you need additional information. I can also send you a copy of the slides if you need that. And SHL also just announced some additional virtual solutions that will be available for adding on to your account as well. If those are of interest, again, please let us know. There are action items from today. Most of you have had contact with either myself, Michelle, Carrie, or Amy. If you have not already confirmed that you are transitioning to the SHL platform, please let us know that. As mentioned previously, if you are accessing your Assess account currently through an applicant tracking system and using that dashboard, please provide us the vendor information so we can ensure that they are set up and have everything already started when you're ready to transition over. Additionally, if you have any custom content, we would request that you let us know that as well so that all of that gets ported over to SHL system. We also highly recommend that you export all of your candidate data from Access before your account expiration. We do have directions on how to do that if needed. SHL has also indicated for those accounts that have a large number of users, if you export and provide the user data, that they will add those users to your account. As always, please contact us if you have any additional questions. We do want to make sure that we close the loop and make this a smooth transition from IBM over to SHL. Again, thank you for participating today. Please let us know if you have any other questions.